Johnny Talk Sports and the Week 8 NFL predictions. Last week, 11-4. That is perfect. That is right where I wanted to be. That's a good response after the bad Week 6. I'm telling you, every time I say that I'm going to respond, I respond. I respond with authority. Anyway, let's carry that momentum into Week 8. 11-4, not so bad after that horrendous 4-10 Week 6. Just something about every third week, no matter what type of football it is, or if it's college or NFL, that every third week seems to be where we're picking the worst so far this year. So let's try to get Week 8. Let's do as best we can to prepare for that Week 9 if we have that horrendous fall again. So first, Miami versus Baltimore. I'm going to pick the Dolphins in this one. I don't know who I really want to pick in this one. I just think the Dolphins have got the ball rolling right now. I know they don't have Jay Cutler, but I think they'll be okay with Matt Moore because Baltimore has lost a lot of offensive weapons right now. And Baltimore's receivers aren't even 100%, so I'm going to go with Miami. Next, we have Minnesota and Cleveland. Now, this game's going to be in London, but I'm going to pick the Vikings here. I just feel like the Browns are completely dysfunctional. I know they're going to start at quarterback, whether it's Deshaun Kaiser or Cody Kessler or even Kevin Hogan. I just feel like Cleveland has some quarterback problems right now, which they've had for years now. So I'm going to go with Minnesota. Falcons and the Jets. Now this one, I'm going to go with the Jets on this one. I know they've dropped 2 in a row. But the Falcons having Steve Sarkisian as offensive coordinator, it's just been disappointing so far. And if two things go differently in the Chicago and Detroit games, if one thing goes differently in each of those games, the Falcons are 1-5. So the Jets are the safe pick here. Raiders and Bills. Now this is one of the tough ones this week, but I'm gonna go with Oakland. I just feel like Oakland has some momentum right now after that win against the Chiefs. They knew they were in a must-win situation because the division was getting away from them. I'm going to pick them to upset the Bills. I said the Bills are the favorite right now since they've been surprising everybody, including myself. But I'm going to pick the Raiders because I just feel like they've got that momentum. Even though they don't have Marshawn Lynch, I just feel like they have the momentum right now. They knew that they won that must-win game because the division was getting away from them. I'm going to pick up some steam starting right now. Next, the Bears and Saints. Now, the Bears are surprisingly 3-4, but if they had offense, I would say the Bears could be 4-2 right now. Because if one thing goes differently against Atlanta, they probably won that game. If something goes differently in that Minnesota game on Monday Night Football a couple of weeks ago, I think they can get that one as well. But I'm going to pick the Saints. I just think the Saints are riding the hot hand right now. The running game is getting a lot better. I feel like the Saints as a whole have been getting better because AP was kind of the rain cloud or the stormy cloud on that squad because he seemed he wasn't happy. That trade that they made to send Adrian Peterson to the Cardinals, I think that made the Saints happy. It made the Saints probably a better functioning team. The Colts versus the Bengals. I'm picking the Bengals in this one. I mean, the Colts, their offensive line's not doing too well. They just got shut out by Jacksonville this past week. And plus, Malik Hooker is out for the season. I'm going to go with Cincinnati on this one to recover from their loss against Pittsburgh. Because they were in that game pretty well. And they didn't allow very many touchdowns. But really, their offense has stepped up a bit. Because I know the Bengals have some potential. I think maybe going back home, they'll get a win here. Chargers and the Patriots. Now, the LA Chargers, ever since they started 0-4, they've won 3 in a row. But unfortunately, the streak has to come to an end, in my opinion. I got the Patriots winning this one. May not be easy, but I got a feeling the Chargers won't go down without a fight. So I think the Patriots have to earn this win. Next, 49ers and Eagles. Eagles are now 6-1. Clearly the best in the NFC right now. And the 49ers 0-7. I'm going to go with the Eagles in this one. Moving on, Panthers and Buccaneers. Both these teams have not looked well so far this year. But I think the Panthers have shown a little bit of signs of life. Because they had better numbers than the Bears, but it's those turnovers the pick six, and the fumble. I'm going to pick the Panthers. Texans and Seahawks now. This is going to be a surprising one to me. And I'm filling out I do my picks with the ESPN, the Pigskin Pick'em app. That way I don't forget this week. I almost forgot this week, so that's why I'm doing it right now on my phone right here. But I'm going to pick Seattle. I just feel like the Texans will put some points on the board. But I think Seattle's defense will come to the occasion. This game could go either way in my opinion. But I'm going to pick Seattle here. I'm just thinking, with them being back in the 12th man, I think that's going to really help them out in this one. Because Seattle's been living and dying off the defense lately. Because their offensive line hasn't been too well. But I think that defense rises to the occasion. I think they make Deshaun Watson look like a rookie for most of the game. Cowboys and Redskins. Now both these squads are 3-3. Must win for both teams. Especially Zeke is eligible to play this week. But just in case they need that suspension, or he takes that suspension, or they hand it down to him, this is a must-win for the Cowboys more than the Redskins. So I'm going to pick the Cowboys. I feel like they're going to realize they're in must-win territory. I think they're going to get it done. All right, Steelers and Lions now. I'm going with the Steelers. I just feel like ever since that Jacksonville loss where Big Ben threw 5 interceptions, he's responded really well the last 2 weeks. Especially getting a win on the road in Kansas City, and a win last week against the Bengals. A divisional rivalry game. Winning division games, it builds confidence for a lot of teams. I think that's what it's doing for the Steelers. They're going to pick up a significant road win here. And finally, Monday night, Broncos versus Chiefs. The Broncos have too many injuries on the offensive side. Emmanuel Sanders is banged up. Demaryius Thomas hasn't been a factor this season. And the Chiefs are missing Eric Berry for the rest of the year. But I'm still going to pick the Chiefs. I just feel like being an Arrowhead, that's going to be a huge advantage for them, especially in prime time. Those are my picks for the week. For those of you keeping score at home, I'm picking the Dolphins, Vikings, Jets, Raiders, Saints, Bengals, Patriots, Eagles, Panthers, Seahawks, Cowboys, Steelers, and Chiefs all winning this week. Like and subscribe to the channel. Share this with your friends and family. I will see you next time. Have a good day, everybody.